Hey, seventh grade. Welcome to Story Time with Mrs. Smits. And here's the book we're going to be reading, The Bridge Home. Just showing you, there is the author. We'll be seeing more of her through our discussions. And our book includes a glossary. I will do my best with pronunciation, but we'll be learning together. They're short chapters. Here comes 1 through 3. Chapter 1, Togetherness. Talking to you was always easy, Ruku, but writing's hard. Write her a letter, Selina Auntie said, laying a sheet of paper on the desk. Paper remade from wilted, dirty, hopeless litter that had been rescued, scrubbed clean, and reshaped. Even the pencil she gave me was made from scraps. You really like saving things, don't you? I said. Crinkly lines softened her stern face. I don't like giving up, she said. She rested her dark hand, warm and heavy on my shoulder. Why should I write? I said. It's not like you have her address. I believe your words will reach her, Selina Auntie said. We're opposites, I said. You believe in everything and everybody. You're full of faith. Yes, she said, but you're full too. You're full of feelings you won't share and thoughts you won't voice. She's right about that. I don't talk to anyone here anymore. Then I have to. The only person I want to talk to is you, Ruku. Maybe writing to you is the next best thing. If you could read my words, what would you want me to tell you? I suppose you'd like to hear the fairy tale you'd make me tell you every night we huddled together on the ruined bridge. The story that began with once upon a time, two sisters ruled a magical land and ended with Viji and Ruku always together. That story was made up, of course. Not that you'd care whether it was true or not. For you, things were real that the rest of us couldn't see or hear. When I finished the story, you'd say, Viji and Ruku together. Always, I was confident. Our togetherness was one of the few things I had faith in. Chapter 2, Rotten Fruit. You always felt like a younger sister, Ruku. You looked younger, too, with your wide eyes and snub nose. You spoke haltingly and you hunched your shoulders, which made you seem smaller than me, though you were born a year before. Born when our father was a nice man, I suppose, because Amma said he was nice before. Imagine Appa before took a lot of imagining. I was a good imaginer, but even so, I couldn't imagine him all the way nice. The best I could do was think of him as not yet all the way rotten fruit. A plump yellow mango with just a few ugly bruises. I could imagine our mother picking him out the way she'd pick fruit from the grocer's stall, choosing the overripe fruit he was happy to give her for free. I could see Amma looking Appa over, hoping that if certain foul bits could be cut away, then sweetness, pure sweetness, would be left behind. Because Amma did choose him, their marriage wasn't arranged. We're learning a few things about Indian culture here as we go along. Somehow he charmed her away from her family, with whom she lost all touch. They were ashamed, she told me, ashamed and angry with her for eloping with someone from an even lower caste than the one she'd been born into. We'll do a little work on the caste system later. It was all she ever said about her family. Not their names or where they lived or how many brothers and sisters she had, only that they had wanted nothing to do with us. And Appa's family, if he had one, didn't seem to know we existed either. Sometimes I wonder if they might have helped us if they'd known, but maybe they'd have done nothing or acted like our neighbors and schoolmates who did worse than nothing, who sniggered or made rude comments when we walked past. Comments that upset you so much you stooped even lower than usual. So low it looked like you wanted to hide your head inside your chest. On my 11th birthday, when we came home from school, I was surprised to see saucepans full of food simmering on the stove. Amma, you cooked. I loved evenings when Amma felt strong enough to prepare dinner for us, instead of the other way around. You even made payasam. I inhaled the sweet scent of milk rice that wafted through our apartment. Not just that, Amma dug out a small money pouch from its hiding place underneath the rice sack. Here's 200 rupees for you to buy something for yourself. 200 rupees? I was so astonished that I almost dropped the pouch before securing it to my ankle-length skirt. I've been saving a little of what Appa gives me for food and rent. I wanted to buy something, but I was too tired to shop for a gift, and I wasn't sure what you'd like. This is the best gift, Amma, thanks. Sweet, you said. Sweets for Ruku? Proper food first, Amma said, for you both. Amma heaped rice onto our plates and ladled some hot, spicy rasam over the top. Going back to rasam a minute. A spicy and watery sauce usually served over rice and often made with tomato and lentils or beans. Come on, Ruku. I tried to feed you a spoonful of rice and rasam. No, you yelled. Sweet, sweet. Don't get angry, Ruku. Please, eat and I'll tell you a story tonight. Story? You calm down. Amma looked at me gratefully. When we'd finished our dinner, when we heard Appa's heavy footsteps, the sound of him staggering up the stairs to our apartment told us all we needed to know. Get in your room, quick, Amma said. Sweet, you moaned, but your hand met mine, and we crept into our bedroom. In the darkness, we huddled together, unable to block out the sound of Appa yelling at Amma. We rocked back and forth, taking comfort in each other's warmth. Appa broke Amma's arm that night before storming out of the house. I need to see a doctor, Amma came and told us. Her voice was tight with pain. Stay with Ruku. If they see her... She didn't finish her sentence. She didn't need to. She'd told me 1,000,000 times how scared she was that if you set foot in a hospital, the doctors might lock you away in a mental institution. You curled up on our mattress with your wooden doll, Marapachi. I smoothed your brow. The patch of moonlight that slipped past the rusty iron bars on our window fell on the book that our teacher, Parvati, had given me before she moved away. No other teacher had ever been so nice, even though I was often at the top of the class. I opened the book. In a shaking voice, I read you a tale about a poor, low-caste girl who'd refused to accept the life others thought she should lead. You think we could change our lives like that girl did? I asked. And Parvati teacher, and Subbu, or at least his family, they all left for a better life in a big city. Subbu had been the only friend we'd had in school. His long face and thin frame had made him look as weak as a blade of grass, but he'd always told off the other children who teased us. I miss him, Ruku. Think he ever misses us? You answered me with a snore. I was glad you'd fallen asleep, but I stayed awake, worrying and hoping. I hoped Amma would finally tell someone about how she had been hurt and that they'd swoop down and rescue us. But I should have known. She'd never tell. Chapter 3. Breaking. The next day, Amma pretended like nothing had happened. You never pretended. Awa, you announced. You patted our mother's good arm and stroked the sling on her broken one. When Appa came home that evening, his eyes bloodshot and his breath reeking as usual, he set packages wrapped in newspaper on the cracked kitchen counter. Presents for my girls. How nice, Amma's voice was full of false cheer. Sorry I lost my temper last night. He placed a finger on her chin. I'll never do it again. Promise. I saw hope creep into Amma's eyes. Desperate, useless hope. Suddenly I wanted to shout at her more than at him. Have you forgotten how often he's broken his promises? He ripped open one of the packages and dangled a pair of bangles in front of you, but before your fingers could close over them, he jerked them away. Catch! He launched one bangle over your head, and as you slowly raised your hands to try to catch it, he sent the other flying so fast it struck you before tinkling to the floor. You squealed like a trapped mouse. He laughed. How dare he think it was funny to trick you? How dare he mock your trust? When he tossed a package in my direction, I didn't even try to catch it. I crossed my arms and watched it land on the floor. How bad both our girls are at catching. Amma's voice was high-pitched and tense as a taut string. Stupid, he said. One with slow hands and the other with a slow brain. We're not stupid. I picked up my package and flung it at him. Nostrils flaring, he slapped me. Please, Amma begged, not the children. You leaped and thrust your doll between me and Appa. He kicked you out at you. At you. Furious, I lunged at him. You joined in, and the two of us barreled into him together. He swayed and fell backward, but not before he struck your face. Amma caught him, instead of letting him crack his head on the floor. Let them be, she pleaded. Appa grunted. I was sure he'd come at us again, but instead he crawled into their bedroom and passed out for the night. You ran a finger around the edges of what felt like a painful bruise blooming on my cheek. Ow, you said. Pay no attention to your own wound. Poor VG. With her unbroken arm, Amma grabbed a towel. She dipped it into the cool water in our earthen pot and pressed it against your bleeding lip. You struggled until I promised it would help you heal. Leave Appa, I told Amma. Let's go somewhere else. How would we live, VG? We'll find a way. We can't manage without him. No one employs uneducated women with no skills. Her voice was flat, defeated. Just don't talk back anymore, VG. I couldn't stand it if he hurt you again. He hurts you all the time, I said, and now that he's starting on us, nothing's going to stop him. She didn't argue. Her head drooped, and when she finally found the strength to lift her eyes to mine, I could see she knew what I'd said was true. I can't bear seeing you hurt, but how can I stop him? She gazed at the pictures of the gods and goddesses smiling down serenely from our kitchen wall, as if they'd suddenly leap into life and start helping. Please understand, VG. She was begging me, the same pathetic way she'd begged Appa. I promised to be a good wife no matter what. I can't leave. But after what he'd done to you, I couldn't stay. As I gazed at Amma's trembling chin, I realized how different we were. Amma trusted that if she put up with things, she'd be rewarded with another better life after she died. It made no sense to me why any god who made us suffer in this life would start caring for us in the next. If I wanted a better future, I needed to change the life we had now. The more I thought about our differences, the surer I felt that I could protect you better than she could. She hadn't tried to stop Appa from beating us. All she'd done was beg. I would never become like her, I promised myself. I'd never beg anyone for anything. At the first light of dawn, while Amma and Appa slept, I woke and changed into my best blouse and ankle-length pavade as silently as I could. Around my waist, I tied the drawstring purse with Amma's gift of money. Then I crammed a sheet, some towels, and a change of clothes for each of us into our school backpacks. I added a bar of soap, a comb, and the pink plastic jar of tooth powder to your bag. From the kitchen, I grabbed a bunch of bananas, your favorite fruit, to add to mine. Our bags were heavy, but I couldn't bear to leave behind the book from Parvathi, teacher. Carrying it along was like taking her blessing with us, I told myself as I forced it into my bag. Then I woke you. Shh, don't say a word, Ruku. Please, just get changed. We're leaving. Sleep weighed down your eyelids, but you did as I asked. Perhaps it felt like a dream to you. As we shuffled toward the front door, you cast a bewildered glance at our parents' bedroom. Amma, you said? Memories of our rare, happy moments gleamed in my mind like sunshine slipping into a dark room. The day Amma had helped you make a bead necklace, the night she'd sat by our beds and listened to the story I told you. For a moment I hesitated, but then I glanced at your cut lip, the proof Appa had given me that he'd keep on hurting you as long as you were nearby. We had to leave right away before fear or doubt slowed me down.